Hello there. It is the General Opposition Podcast, and the topic we're going to be discussing today is the LGBT issue. Pretty much how they fit into our society, how we should treat them, and pretty much how to coexist. Okay, so the first topic we're going to be discussing, I have four topics, actually, that I'm going to try to be discussing. Oh, my bad. So this might have to be broken up into multiple recordings, because the software only takes 15 minutes, but that is all right. We'll make it work. So the first one is the Christian bakery. Okay, so this, the gay wedding cake thing. So this gay couple went to a Christian bakery, and they practically asked if they would do their wedding cake. They denied service because it was a gay couple, and they did not want to make a gay wedding cake. And the whole argument is that correct? Should they be allowed to do so or not? Now, I think that they should 100% be allowed to. If I walked into a liberal bakery, if there's such a thing, and asked for a Trump 2020 cake, and if they denied it, well, why did I go to a liberal bakery to ask for a cake? Go somewhere else. It's not that difficult. I think that's kind of how they should have gone about it. Whatever. I mean, the Christian bakery, I don't think that it was morally correct for them to do so. I think that if they wanted to be accepting good Christian people, then they would have been like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't care if it's gay money or straight money. Money is money. I mean, that's how they should have gone about it. They shouldn't have been jerks about it, but they had every right to. And Muslim bakery, I mean, they would probably do the same thing. They'd probably deny service to a gay couple as well. Do I think that it is correct? I do not, but I think that they should be allowed to do so. I think that it's the right of the private business owner to make their own decisions on who they wanted to serve to and who they do not want to serve to, and that is their decision 100%. So that's my main argument is like, okay, you can't just ban one thing. Like, you can't say the bakery can deny service to MAGA 2020, but they can't deny to a gay couple. That's wrong. That's wrong. You got to pick one or the other. You want to say they can't deny service at all, or they can deny service, and I think they can deny service because they're a private business, and that is their right to do so. Okay, so that was a pretty short topic. That's what I think about that part. And then the next topic is the transgender military ban. All right, so for the transgender military ban, it was very, very controversial, and people considered Trump homophobic, transphobic, etc., etc., etc. The military is not a human right or American right. It's not a right to go into the military. It's a privilege. It is something the strongest of Americans can do. It's something that people who qualify can do. It's not a human right. There are situations where if you have a flat foot and no arch, you cannot go in the military. There are situations where if you have too much acne on your face, they will not let you in the military. Okay, they're picky. They're picky with their people, and it is very important that we have the strongest people in our military. And the transgenders, you have to be diagnosed with a mental illness to undergo transgender operation. And that mental illness is gender dysphoria. And that's when you can't tell if you're a boy or a girl. You're confused, basically. Or you can tell, but you don't want to accept reality. And another thing is they have a very, very scarily high suicide rate. Okay, according to the Human Rights Campaign, harrowing statistics from a study recently published by the American Academy of Pediatrics revealed alarming levels of attempted suicide among transgender youth, with the highest rates among transgender boys and non-binary youth. The findings emphasize the urgency of building welcoming, safe, and communities, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so More than half of transgender male teens who participated in the survey reported attempting suicide in their lifetime, while 29.9% of transgender female teens said they attempted suicide. Among non-binary youth, this is kind of a different situation, but I'll go ahead and bring it up. 41.8% of respondents stated that they had attempted suicide at some point in their life. All right, so that's one of the. I don't want to put guns in the hands of people who attempt suicide at 29.9%. I'm not specifically saying for the females. I'm saying among the males as well. I do not want to put in the guns in the hands of suicide rate of over 50%. That is ridiculous, and I think that to say we should trust those people who are struggling like that with our guns is nonsense. And everyone's talking about all for equality and whatnot, but if you are so confused at the fact that whether you're a boy or a girl or not, then you're not strong enough to go into the military. If you're not strong enough to accept reality how it is, then you're not strong enough to go into the military. And that's just kind of how that is. And then among the non-binary individuals, you have to, in the military, there's different qualifications for male and female, which I disagree with. But that's the reality of right now. Male and females have different requirements in the military. And non-binary, there should not be a non-binary section for the military. You're either a boy or you're a girl. You're a male or you're a female. You're a woman or a man. There's no three genders. There's no 5 genders. There's no 3,680 or 686 genders. There's 2 genders. There's a male and there's a female. And it's not that difficult. You can tell at, I think, the first, second trimester. It does not take long for you to figure it out. Okay? You are either a male or female. You're not non-binary. It's just a load of crap. It's ridiculous and it's nonsense. You're just confused. You're wanting attention, or I don't know what do you want from this. You could tell whether you're a male or female, and there's not going to be a non-binary slot in the military. And if there ever is, then God, man, what do we come to? But I don't think non-binary, if you claim to be non-binary, then you should not go in the military. If you complain about having a male or female selection in the military, then you should not go in. Now, if you actually look at your biological gender and you internally feel that you are non-binary and you click on the gender that you actually have been assigned to at birth, that's where the don't ask, don't tell policy come in. And homosexuality in the military is a totally different thing. I like the don't ask, don't tell policy under Bill Clinton. I like that. So you don't have to say, oh, whatever, I'm gay or whatever, so I'm going to... No, you just don't talk about it. Just don't talk about your sexual life while you're in the military. Those two don't even have to be correlated at all. Your sexual life in the military do not have to be correlated. But if you are confused whether you're a boy or a girl, then you cannot go in the military. And that was I forgot what I was going to say. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there you go. So the next, that's all I got for that topic. For the transgender military ban, I think that it is very necessary. I think it is for the protection of the transgender individuals themselves. Oh yeah, and then what I was saying about earlier, the women and men having different requirements for the military, I think they should have the same requirements. And people will use the argument like men have higher upper body strength, but that doesn't mean that we have to hold people to the same standard. If you are a Marine, you have to be trained like a Marine. A female Marine should be trained as a male Marine, and a male Marine should be trained as a female Marine. Not as a female, but you know what I mean. Should be trained the same. They should be trained as Marines. They should not be trained as a female Marine or a male Marine. They should be trained as Marines. They should be trained as our military. That was kind of an off-topic thing, but that's just how I feel on that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get... I just should be able to get through this next topic in 5 minutes. So the next thing is Pete Buttigieg. Okay, so who is a gay man who's gay and married to another man, and he is he's running for president on the Democratic side. Okay, so he has some policies I really, really disagree with. He has a lot of policies I really disagree with. I don't know if I agree with any of his policies. But it's not because he's gay. I won't not vote for somebody because their gender, their orientation, or their race. I would vote for a black lesbian if they had conservative views like myself. If they had views that I agree with. I don't have any problem. I don't really care. It's just, okay, do you have sensible politics? That's why I would vote. I can't vote yet, but I will be in a few years. So, a problem with Buttigieg is he is an outspoken advocate of the Equality Act. Now, the Equality Act is kind of broken. Okay, so it kind of says that it adds the LGBT community into the Civil Rights Act, and the idea of it is, I understand the idea of it, but okay. So what is the Equality Act? So here, according to Human Rights Campaign, the Equality Act will provide consistent and explicit non-discrimination protections for LGBT people across key areas of life, including employment, housing, credit, education, public spaces, and services, federally funded programs, and jury service. So employment, that kind of has to do with, okay, if you're a Christian bakery, you should not be forced to hire somebody that is gay. Or a Muslim bakery, or I don't care if your views say, I don't want this person, I disagree with this person, you should not have to hire them. That is your right as an American citizen, is to deny to hire somebody. Now, I agree with not being able to deny because race, but the idea of denying, most religious values don't have anything against race or gender. Well, that's not completely true. Some things have to do with gender, like I know Christianity, it has not against women, but it holds women to a different standard as men. And then there's two different roles in the family. There's the male and there's the female. There's the mother and the father, and they hold different roles. But it's not that the males look down upon or the women's look down upon. They are together. They are beautiful. They are a married couple. They are what God wants to see in us. They want to see a family. They want to see a male and a female married. Now, traditionally, I'm not saying this should be forced upon us as society, but traditionally, the male will go out and work and provide, while the woman would take care, and while the woman would take care of the children, teach the children, and that's kind of was it's the traditional family. Now, I understand that some people work differently. I know that sometimes, some families, the roles are reversed, and I think that's completely okay if that works. But I'm kind of getting off topic, so I'm going to go back to the Equality Act. I have about a minute to do it. So so education. Okay, so they should, when it comes to public schools, I think that they should not be discriminated against. But if you have a private Christian school, private Muslim school, etc., then yes, you should be able to deny a LGBT, ABCD, you have to get to GK, I don't care. However many letters you want to add to it. I'm sorry, I just punched my microphone. Now, some things I do agree with, like the federally funded programs, I understand. No, this should not be discriminated against. And most of the stuff I agree. Some of the stuff I agree with, I'm about half and half with it. But that's about all I have today. I have about 15 seconds to sum it up. This is the General Opposition Podcast. Thank you for watching. God bless. Make America great again.